Now here's a contradiction for you. A luxury hotel in Manhattan that could be one of the best bargains in the city. But wait till you see why. This is the Jane Hotel. A luxury hotel room in New York City for around $100? Surely there must be a catch. Yes, but surprisingly, a pleasant one. These bargain basement priced rooms are to be had at the Jane Hotel, located downtown in the West Village. So what's the catch? Dirty rooms filled with bed bugs and unrecognizable carpet stains? Quite the contrary, for the Jane has been completely renovated, top to bottom. No, rooms here are inexpensive because of their size, 50 square feet. Yes, you heard correctly. Average rooms are 7 foot by 7 foot. I'll have to admit, it's definitely workable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in New York City, you're not going to be hanging out in your, in your room.
No, if you wanted to, you have everything you need in this small space in order to do that.
And it's amazing how you guys have really made a point of utilizing every single space. There's space up here for clothes, everything. Beds are twin-sized, and for you couples, there are bunk beds at $135 a night. And let us not forget the bathroom. It's just down the hall and unisex. And for the less adventurous, there are captain's cabins more in the line with conventional hotel rooms.
We have a pretty wide range of clients. We have anything from somebody from Europe who's backpacking to someone who is an American who's looking for a deal and is adventurous.
And yes, there have been times when guests are slightly thrown by the room sizes. But quite a few Americans, fed on a diet of supersized everything, are delightfully surprised at the manageability and frankly fun of staying in a hotel room this size. Inspired by luxury train cabins from the Pullman car era, the rooms are decorated with stained wood and richly covered fabrics, comparable to any 5-star luxury hotel. And for that trip down the hall to the bathroom, robes and slippers for every guest. The building was built in 1907 by the American Seamen's Friends Society for sailors who were used to such close quarters. The Society's mission was to give sailors a more civilized stay in New York City than Manhattan was more notoriously known for. Rules including no alcohol were strictly enforced.
There were quotes saying that sailors were happy to have a place where they didn't, it wasn't sinful and that sort of thing. I don't know how true that is, but...
Architect William A. Boring chose a Georgian-style design for the building, complete with sea motifs like fish and anchors embedded in the brick and stone facade. Boring is also known for co-designing the immigrant station at Ellis Island. In 1912, the building would take part in international news, for it was here survivors of the Titanic were housed after being rescued by the ship Carpathia. In fact, Pier 54, where she docked, just steps from the hotel, still survives. Its cast iron archway even shows faintly visible paint advertising the Titanic and Carpathia's White Star and Cunard lines. A plaque in the hotel's lobby commemorates that time. Unfortunately, due to its position on the floor, the plaque has been worn smooth. In 1944, the building was sold to the YMCA, then sold again in 1951, thus beginning its steady and very thorough decline through the decades. At one point, bulletproof plexiglass was even installed at the reception desk. By 2009, long-term residents paid just $200 a month to live here. It essentially became a flophouse of last resort for countless indigents and drug addicts, with a few starving artists mixed in, including drag queen extraordinaire RuPaul.
There were great things that happened here even when it was in disrepair. The room that we're in now was a theater. where they originally did Hedwig and the Angry Inch, John Cameron Mitchell. There were lots of really interesting things happening here. Did you want to be, in this neck of the woods in the 80s? I don't know, if you're incredibly adventurous.
In 2008, hoteliers Eric Good and Sean McPherson, well known for the Maritime Hotel and Bowery Hotel, came in and did a complete refab on the old place. Its lobby now has a nouveau bohemian feel, of course minus the dirt and grime. Next to the lobby is Café Gitan, a dining spot which specializes in French Moroccan food. Inside the ballroom and bar are a myriad of whimsical visual delights that defy genres.
So AJ, you were telling me before that there is a big piece of New York City history right above us.
This is our disco ball. It's our centerpiece for the ballroom, and it was originally in Studio 54. And so as you can see, it's got a lot of history on it just by looking at it. You can tell they didn't do any work to try to refurbish it or anything, because it really, keeps it what it is.
Yeah, if that disco ball could talk, right? The things it's seen.
And what about the tenants who were here before the hotel's miraculous transformation? Don't worry, they too have a happy ending.
It's important to us that we keep the face of this neighborhood what it is. And so we do have tenants who've stayed with us for years and years. You're not going to go to a hotel in Missouri and find people who've been living there since the 70s. And if you sit down and have a conversation with any of them, then you really get a story into a pretty interesting life if you're living at the Jane Hotel.
If you're planning a trip to New York City, the Jane Hotel offers availabilities and reservations via their website. Their ballroom and bar are also available for private events.